This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
And there we are. Hello and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the city. And yes, we're live this afternoon. Happy to be here. Happy that you could join us. And if you catch us a little later, well, you won't be able to call in. But you'll be able to watch us at 978-534-1626. We share this on Facebook, LTV. You could catch us on demand. What does that mean? It means you can come to LTV, look up the past shows of what LTV produces, and is actually a very nice job this past, I guess it was, days just run into days, but this past weekend at the Leominster Veterans Center, it was the end of the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War, and very nicely done, because there are oftentimes that some of our veterans can't make it to some of these events, and and we're able to get these things filmed on LTV, and I did watch part of it, and came out really good, and it was great speakers and a great vibe for the day, and a great tribute to those to those Vietnam War veterans and all veterans who showed up to support those from our VVA 116. Caller, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, my friend.
I thought you weren't going to be on. You all bummed out. I mean, there he is.
It starts when I hang up today.
Oh, okay.
I'll be taking a leave of absence. I should take a leave of absence for myself. I had to look at the calendar. I didn't even know what today was.
Yeah, must be getting burnt out, huh?
But I have to say, when you're going through moving and getting all the stuff out, you find some memorabilia that really rings a bell. And I found this small note. I'm going to read it to you. And I'll tell you, everybody should. I had a wonderful childhood. Mm-hmm. My mom was a nurse, and she was into sports big time. She one of the first little league teams in Leominster I was on, and on and on and on. And this is what I found. It's a note. My dear son, I have watched you grow from a chubby little boy into a wonderful person. I reached out to put my hand on your shoulders. My heart says, this is my son. And my happiness is complete. You and Rita and that little flower called Kelly are the most important possessions I could ever have to hope for. I love you all. Thank you much. God bless you, Mom.
Wow. Nothing says it better than that's worth more than money can be printed.
Oh, I'll tell you. There's no date on it, and she had beautiful handwriting. And yeah, but she was a nurse, and from Leominster Hospital to Fitchburg General, and then finished it up as working at a rest home on West Street.
Wow.
And loved by all. But I'll tell you, and then to top it off today, I had to get a haircut. I was running around. It's unbelievable. But could have been worse.
Ooh.
And I'm hearing more and more compliments that you've done a wonderful job, my friend. And I call you my friend first, my mayor second.
Thank you.
And thirdly, I want to thank you for all the all you've done and your crew and your staff, from Wendy Weeks right to the person that unlocks the door at City Hall if it's locked at all, and takes out the broom and makes it look as nice as the rest of the city.
It's a great team.
It is, and that's what makes it work. I used to say that at work. Everyone would come in, and the warehouse was 125,000 square feet. You could eat off the floor. Its computers don't like dust. And we swept it, but we enjoyed it because it was what we were doing. And that's the way it is. If you can enjoy it, you always do a better job.
Exactly.
And what's not to like?
Absolutely.
Having said that, my friend,
We'll talk to
be
you.
well.
We'll talk to you
God
soon.
bless you. And you keep Leominster as close to your heart as anybody I've known. And nobody has ever will and ever can do as good a job as you've done.
Well,
and your staff.
Thank you.
And to that, I say, adios.
Adios, amigos. Buenas noches, tata, arrivederci, and all of that. All right. Hey, that's Art. Although, I think once he settles down, he'll be back in the saddle again, and we'll visit Art. He's moving to Framingham. Art lost his wife last year, was it? And things have changed, and his daughter lives out in the Framingham area and said, you know what, Dad, why don't you come stay with us? See, now, if I was my father, I'd call Art. I'd say, hey, Art, what's going on? And, but Art's a wonderful, wonderful man, and he's called here for years. So, you know, they make phones that reach Framingham. But I have a feeling he'll take up. You know, it's hard to leave home, even though you're like, yeah, I'm just going to another place, but everything's around here, and that's what happens. So I'm sure he'll keep some connections to this area. I'm absolutely sure. This is where everything is, but for his whole entire life. So, all right, 978-534-1626. Let's see, is there anything I need to tell you, anything critical right now about what's going on tonight? No, but tomorrow is St. Anna's Lantern Dinners, and that's when they have their fish. And if you don't like fish or you're allergic to fish, they have other things that are there, like pasta. And so, anyway, it starts at 4, ends at 6, at 7, until it runs out. And the same thing at the Lantern Soups. They have Lantern Soups. So we have a busy schedule here at Inside Leominster, and thank you for watching. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back, because we've got guests tonight, or this afternoon. What do you call this now? When it's November and it's 4 o'clock, and it's dark out, is it tonight?
I think it's evening.
It's evening?
It's like afternoon,
Yeah.
or night.
Yeah, I don't think afternoon is like 4, because I haven't given it much thought. We'll be right back.
Private First Class David A. Hill reported killed in action on 13 February 1969 in the vicinity of Pho, Vietnam. He served with the United States Army, Company C, 3rd Battalion, 1st Infantry, 11th Infantry Brigade, American Division. He resided at 15 Oxford Street in Leominster and graduated from Leominster High School. He is buried in Evergreen Cemetery in Leominster. He was awarded the Combat Infantryman Badge, the Purple Heart Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Service Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal with Device, and the Vietnam Cross of Gallantry. Chief Warrant Officer John M. Holman reported killed in action on 31 May 1969 when the helicopter he was a co-pilot of crashed as a result of enemy fire in Vietnam. He served in the United States Army in D Troop, 3rd Squadron, 4th Cavalry, 25th Infantry Division. He resided at 33 Sylvan Ave in Leominster. He was awarded the Purple Heart Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Service Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal with Device, and the Vietnam Cross of Gallantry Unit Citation. Specialist 4 Terrence F. Kane reported killed in action in Quang Tri Province, Vietnam on 11 August 1969. He served in the Army, Company B, 14th Engineer Battalion, 18th Engineer Brigade. He resided in Leominster with his grandparents. He was awarded the Purple Heart Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Service Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal with Device, and the Vietnam Cross of Gallantry Unit Citation. Specialist 4 Wayne R. Davis reported killed in action in Binh Duong Province, Vietnam on 22 August 1970. He served in the United States Army, Battery E, 82nd Artillery, 1st Air Cavalry Division. He resided at 31 Viscaloid Ave in Leominster and graduated from Leominster High School. He is buried in St. Cecilia's Cemetery in Leominster. He was awarded the Purple Heart Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Service Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal with Device, and the Vietnam Cross of Gallantry Unit Citation. Lieutenant Junior Grade Michael M. Jocelyn reported died in service on 31 January 1969 while on a training mission off the coast of Virginia Beach, Virginia. He served in the United States Navy, serving the Fighter Squadron 102 Diamondbacks. He was a naval flight officer for the F-4B Phantom. He served on the USS America, CVA 66, flying combat missions into Vietnam. He was born in Leominster, and his remains were never recovered. He has a memorial marker in Evergreen Cemetery in Leominster. He was awarded the Air Medal with No. 6 device, the Combat Action Ribbon, the Navy Commendation Medal with Combat V, Vietnam Service Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal with Device, and the National Defense Service Medal.
There you go. And that's just part of the VVA 116 out of Leominster here in their ceremony ending the 50th anniversary of the end of Vietnam. And as you heard, the last veteran, his remains never recovered. And, you know, maybe someday through DNA and all of that, one by one, they're starting to identify their remains and maybe maybe someday we'll welcome them home, right? Wouldn't that be something? Kayla Quinn's here. Kayla, what's going on?
Nothing. How are you? Thank you for having
You
me.
can loosen up on the grip of that coffee cup. I don't want you to break it. Well, anyway, good afternoon. So I saw the article in the paper. It's almost like you wrote it yourself. Did you write it yourself?
No.
Well, it was really good.
Thank you.
And you're the field hockey coach at Fitchburg State University.
Yes.
And that's going to be cool because there's a lot of talent up there at that school.
Yeah.
I caught some of the soccer games or whatever over at that new field. I call it the new field. And then there was some women's sports going on. I think there was soccer. I forget. But some real talent.
Yeah.
And so is this the first time they had a team?
So our field hockey team started way back in the day at Fitchburg State.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into my 5th season up in this upcoming fall.
Right.
Yeah.
So they've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It's impressive. And you're the coach. I mean, that's pretty good. You're the coach.
Yeah. I
That's
got
quite an
lucky.
honor.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good gig. I have a lot of fun doing it. I'm really passionate about the sport and helping the girls develop into nice young women.
There were students, and I forget where I ran into them, and I don't know if they were doing some sort of an interview after the announcement of the Massachusetts Heroes, AKA or formerly known as the Fitchburg Heroes, and they changed their name when they realized, you need a bigger base, right? Nothing against Fitchburg. And they were from like out of state coming here to Fitchburg State University.
Wow. It's impressive.
So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be running the Leominster Youth Field Hockey?
Yes.
Tell us,
Yep.
how does that happen?
So I was kind of in between starting it in Leominster or Fitchburg. But I just moved up to Leominster and bought a house this past summer.
You did?
Yeah. Yep.
So, like, you're my boss.
No.
You're a taxpayer. You get to tell me what to do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, definitely. Those taxes
You
gotta come
bought a
down.
house?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's great. So,
Are you happy so far?
yeah, the town's great.
Did you get your first tax bill?
I don't handle those bills.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I didn't get my first one either. I mean, I've gotten plenty of them in my lifetime, but for my new house, I haven't got one yet, and I understand it's probably going to be bigger than everything added up.
Oh yeah, the bills are serious, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's why we work.
No, good. So you said, hey, I'm going to be living here.
Yep.
I want to be getting involved in the community, so we're going to start this Leominster Youth Field Hockey team.
Yeah. Yep.
And is the team assembled yet?
Yeah. So signups are, you can sign up right now. Obviously it's just getting off the ground, so we hope for it to, grow so we can do it in the fall as well. I just figured the spring's a good time to, get the kids out there after a long winter and hope this can turn into something. Field hockey at Leominster High School is, they're very good and they have a great program. And I think that this is just kind of the one piece missing in the town is to start the girls at a younger age and get them involved.
Oh, I mean, look at Papuana.
Yeah.
Look at Little League and Lassie League.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Lassie League?
No, I was not a softball player.
I am. I think LTV at once film one of those fast pitch Lassie League. Did you ever see that?
No.
Did you ever see the fast pitch Lassie League?
No. But I'm sure it was crazy.
It's astonishing. It's not even great. It's unbelievable. What talent to see that thing. I mean, when they say fast pitch, that thing's roaring. I would not want to be the catcher, put it that way. But field hockey, I mean, become a big sport.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of sports now. There are a lot of different options for students that might not want to play baseball or the traditional sports that we know of. But
Yeah.
And I'll bet you there are some athletes who have never played field hockey, who are like naturals.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's definitely it's kind of a different sport to start at a younger age, but that's why we've got all the coaches and older athletes from Fitchburg State to come teach them, and we're providing sticks so that they don't have to spend money on that kind of gear and kind of just learn the first steps of it. So it's going to be great.
So it starts. The season starts. You're going to be doing Saturdays, 12 to 1.
Yep.
Right? So just an hour, come down, have fun, right?
Yeah, yep.
And it's $75 for the first, half off for the second kid,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So and it's a Doyle Field, and you just bring your mouth guard, your shin guards, stick if you have one, and if not, and then labeled water.
Yeah.
Well, you
Can't forget
made
the
it
water.
simple.
Yeah.
This is like, just show up.
Yeah, we'll
take
provide,
care of the rest.
we're going to get them some pennies to play in that say Leominster Youth Field Hockey on it. And yeah.
So if the students sign up, they're basically paying for the whole season.
Yes.
But if they can't make a game or something, or they have another commitment, there's a wedding on the 10th of May and they can't
Yeah.
make it, that's okay?
Yeah, yep, everything's fine.
So who do they reach out to?
So they can reach out to Leominster Youth Field Hockey at Gmail, I'm pretty sure. And there's a link on that page, and you can also scan the QR code to sign up.
Is it through the rec department?
No.
No, so that they'll have to call. Well, you can call our office and we'll get you the information.
Yeah, or
they
if you
have it.
Google Leominster Youth Field Hockey, it pops up right away now. Takes you right to the link.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you got all the insurances and everything's covered, so you don't have to worry about it. So
Yeah.
students, parents, guardians, teachers, grandparents, whoever, send these kids down. It's a lot of kids don't like when there's so much not competition, but so much emotion in sports. They just like to go and have fun.
Yeah.
See, when you're a kid and you just have a pickup game, it's like, okay, so somebody wins. And sometimes you don't even know what the score was.
Yeah.
Because you're just having it for fun, right? I'm
Yeah.
just doing it for fun. And this sounds a lot like that. So 6 weeks, ages kindergarten to 8th grade. And you're going to have a lot of fun. I know you are. And so if you can't get onto the website, you have any trouble, call our office, and we'll help to hook you up.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're
you
really excited.
How many kids do you have so far?
We have around 20, so
Oh,
we're
that's good.
Yeah, it's all right for the first,
That
first
is
go
excellent.
around. But
I'm glad that you're doing that.
yeah,
And just come and try it, because it may lead to other things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Kind of a feeder system for the other leagues, and you may end up playing at Fitchburg State. Now,
Yep.
who's Fitchburg State playing? Who do they play in their field hockey?
so we're in the MASCAC, so we play Worcester State, Framingham, all the state schools
State
around
schools.
here. Yep. And then we've played some out-of-conference
And how do you
games.
guys do at the end of the year? I mean, at the end of the
We
season.
did really well last year. Yeah, we were first in the conference. We ended first in the conference. We lost in a big playoff game, but that's okay. It was the best season they've had in a really long time.
Were you guys the ones that were there when we were putting up the flagpoles?
I don't remember.
No?
Maybe.
I'm trying to think when we were doing the flagpoles up there. There was a team there, and we let them, like, pull up the flag.
It could have
I
been.
forget if it was field hockey, soccer. There's so many sports. Well, thank you for coming on. That's
Yeah,
really good. See,
thank
you
you.
did really well tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
They're natural.
Me.
You don't have to worry about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So did you go to Fitchburg State?
I did not,
You
no.
didn't? Did you go to school?
Yes,
Where'd you go?
I graduated from Worcester State.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
What a beautiful school up there, too.
Yeah.
It's not some, like Fitchburg State, I'm up there quite often, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really get to the other state schools.
Yeah.
And Worcester State is really, over the years, I was there a couple times. What a beautiful school.
Yeah, it really is. They've come a really long way as well.
And
super nice.
if that school was halfway around the world, you'd go to it.
Yeah.
There are students come, another place where students come all over. Bridgewater is a nice school. They're
Yep.
all those state schools, they've done a nice job with them,
Yeah,
I got to
they
say.
have.
Obviously we're, partial to our state school here, but
Yep.
well, thank you very much, Kayla, for doing this. This is a cool thing, and just like the flag football, the girls' flag football.
Yeah, I was just looking at that the other day.
Wow.
Yeah, so awesome.
There's some talent there,
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yep.
And a lot of these kids never played. The girls never played. A
Yeah.
lot of them, and they just showed up, and next thing you know, they're A, having fun, and B, some of them are really, really good.
Yeah.
You know?
The more sports, the better.
No, the more options that you have to keep kids busy and
Yep.
have them involved in something, whether it's chess or art or whatever it is. We only had few options. We didn't have many. The options, although in junior high school they had a lot of clubs. Like you could be part of the camera club, or you could, there were a lot of those things, like the after school kind of things
Yeah.
that if you wanted to participate in, you could. And then there was some sports, and but nothing like today, which is really good. And our rec department programs, there is so much to do during the course of the summer that it
Yeah.
really keeps kids busy,
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Good luck in your season.
Thank you so much.
And we'll take a short break. And if you know anybody, is there a phone number that you can give out, or would you rather not? No. All right.
The email's on there.
Email. Let me look.
Yeah, it's the Leominster.
Let's see. It says, not on that page, there isn't.
Leominster
No, it's not on there.
YFT@gmail.com.
Is it on that?
YFT, yeah.
Goodness.
Leominster YFT.
Leominster YFT.
Wait, YFH.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is at the bottom. For more information, email leominsteryfh@gmail.com.
Youth Field Hockey, yep. Leominster YFH.
All right, beautiful. All right, look at that, fully insured.
I got a boyfriend in insurance, so.
See? Huh? I knew she had some connection.
Yeah.
All right, thank you again, Kayla. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back, and we're going to talk more about open space and conservation. And we're just shifting gears from one thing to another here today.
Awesome.
All right, be right back.
Welcome to the Pizza Crawl. Today we are at New York Pizza, and if this isn't a slice, I don't know what is. It's massive. This thing could feed a small country. Yeah, so this is almost as big as 2 slices combined from the previous places.
It's almost big as me.
So this is how the slice looks. It looks very scrumptious, very tasty, and very big. So let's dig in.
Oh my god, dude, yours is like... Careful, it might be hot, man.
That is really good.
Dude, there's so much cheese.
That was phenomenal.
I think the cheese is pretty good too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, especially like the cheese pull.
I think it all really blends together. What's your favorite part about the pizza, Milo?
Cheese is very stringy, a good texture. The cheese is very unified. It's not like others that we've had today where it comes off in like sections.
Thanks for joining us for the Pizza Crawl. We'll see you at the next place.
Thank you. I'll need it.
Wishing luck around. What? Wishing luck. You just come here, sit here, and have fun. Eat pizza. He ate pizza. I didn't get to eat any pizza. All right, we're back here at Inside Leominster. I know it's hey, a big announcement today. Do you have that on a slide, Mr. Scott? No, we don't have it on the slide. Oh, all right. Well, we'll let you. When you come out, we'll zoom in. But we are. You want to try to zoom in since you don't have it on a slide? You don't think it's on photos of the day? Let's check. Hang on. Let's see, as they say.
We got it. Look at that.
We got it. There it is. Leominster. We hundreds turned in their submittals to. I guess it's somewhat competitive, right? And Leominster is one of the finalists. So we made it to the All-American City Finals. And so what happens now, after they've got down to 20 communities around the country, we're one of the 20. So we're a finalist. And now the competition starts to another degree where now we compete for one of the 10 spots that they'll be acknowledging or presenting for All-American City 2025. So you'll hear more about that. So good news. It's good news. So thank you. And you know what? It's the community we live in. It's not me. It's us. It really is. This is a real team effort. And you'll see as we kick into the final stages of this that it will be a team effort. And but yeah, congratulations to you and everyone. Huh? That's it. Finalist.
Yeah.
It's not easy to make it from the hundreds to just down to the 20s. And this is competing with cities all over the country. You know how many cities? Are 351 just in Massachusetts. Just think you get out to Florida and Texas and Ohio and some of those places, right? So, yeah, we're pretty happy. All right, let's get busy here today. Last week we crammed it too much into. Today we're in good shape. Yes, we are. Jesse Averka, is that how you say your last name properly?
That is.
I know that, but
you nailed it this morning.
I just want to make sure I said it correctly. He's our new Leominster conservation agent. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to
How's
be
it
here.
going so far? It's been just a month? Less than a month?
It's been a month now. This is coming towards the end of my 5th week. Feeling a little bit settled in, definitely better.
You figured out where the front door is.
I figured out the back door. You guys have a bunch of different entrances, exits, multiple bathrooms, a big auditorium.
Yeah, you just kind of search around. We don't have any heat today. They're replacing the heating system, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It gives you a feeling of the outdoors.
It was nice and cool and productive. You know,
well,
it's the
this
kind of
afternoon it was
workspace
warmer
that I thrive
outside
in.
once the sun came out.
Yeah.
Anyway, you worked in the town of Auburn as the land use coordinator, and then the Douglas State Forest Department of Conservation and Recreation supervisor, and the United States Department of Agriculture through the forestry technician for Asian longhorn beetle extradition program. Is that phased out now, that program, or are they still?
Yes, I believe that is phased out now.
They got them all. They got all the beetles.
Yeah, well, I think they've moved on. Now it's the spotted lanternfly is going to be the big one that they're going to be going after, and it's not looking great. They're trying to develop a good protocol to try and track it down and come up with an effective
Where does it come from? Is it come from another state or another?
I think it's mostly coming from more down south. It's something that originated over somewhere in Asia, and now it's just there are no really natural predators for it over here. So I guess we'll see what happens. But there's always some new invasive that's taken over.
I remember when they did 190 and they planted all those plants down on 190, the medians and the side. It was nice. And then, 30, 40 years later, dropping everything down because it's invasive. It took everything over.
Oh, yeah.
It just had its way with everything.
It's always a learning curve.
And they're back to doing this, planting the stuff they used to plant 30 and 40 years ago prior to that, Anyway, so I suspect that your passion is the outdoors and land and nature.
That's a fair assessment, yes.
Is that a forever kind of thing? Or did it one day all of a sudden you went up to Mount Wachusett, looked out and said, this is my calling?
No, I think really for me it stems from the fact that my family has a super remote off-the-grid camp up in Maine. Massachusetts is very nice, but I love Maine.
No, I understand.
But I went up there a ton when I was a kid, and you're off the grid, like no electricity, so
How far up?
It's it's unorganized territory, actually. It's on Flagstaff Lake.
So past
Kinda
Rangeley?
like-
Not Rangeley, or there's a lot of people up in Rangeley.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit further up.
Further than that. Now you're in
sure.
Canada.
I could be, yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Are you
If
close
think
to
of Maine,
Canada,
kind
though?
of looks like the back of your left hand.
Yeah.
And we're right around that fourth knuckle, if that works
So
for a
close to the
visual.
Canadian border, really?
Pretty close, yeah, on that western side, yeah.
You ever go there and like drive into Canada, turn around and come back?
We've gotten close, but we haven't gotten that lost
no, I
yet.
didn't go that
yeah.
far. Yeah. I don't know about going there today. They might not be happy with you.
Yeah,
With all the
probably
tariff
not.
talk.
Yeah.
It's all.
I think my father actually did that once, and I think he got turned around. I think he almost got in a bit of trouble, but he
Yeah.
talked his way out of it.
It's like this tariff stuff is like, it's all high stakes negotiations. It's all strategy. We'll see where it all comes from. But I didn't realize how much stuff, Scott, is made in these other countries. Like Apple stock's tanking today. They're saying 90% of all their phones are made in other countries. I'm like, 90%? I thought it was like 10 or 20. So you learn from all this stuff. You start to find things out. Anyway, we'll see what shakes itself out. But, interesting enough, though, off the grid is, one time off the grid meant something to me. But now they have propane. And solar-powered showers that you can stick a hose in the bucket and turn on your little propane thing. And they got gas stoves, so it's not so much off the.
It's a lot fancier than it used to be. I'll give you that.
But I still like it. It's something really cool.
What do they call it? Glamping? Like glorious camping.
But it still is
essentially.
something cool about being off the grid.
Yeah. Well, with how connected you are in your normal life now, where it's like, even now I have 2 phones with having a work phone. I'm walking around. Got multiple phones, the computer, the desk.
Does your phone work up in Maine?
I think that
if you stand in the right tree?
Verizon works up there. I'm a Mint Mobile guy because I like saving money, but I can borrow someone else's and make a phone call when I need to.
Yeah, today I'm just like my phone hasn't been activated. My third phone hasn't been activated in I don't know how long. And I'm looking at this bill. I'm like, why am I paying $90 for a phone I don't use?
It's crazy how expensive they've gotten.
And then, you know what it is? Every time you call and say you're going to cancel, and then next thing you know, your bill's back up to where it was. They got this game and gimmick going. But there's so many new plans out there that you don't have to spend a fortune to get cell service anymore. They are
out there. You definitely got to do a little bit of digging around.
I'm a customer. I want to be treated accordingly. I'm open game. I don't know if I want another phone. I don't know. How many phones can you have? You walk around with a briefcase full. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Shook the whole building. It's a motorcycle going by. And so off the grid up there, you have water, a well up there?
We do have a well now.
That's good.
That was so both of my parents have retired within the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And they're not as young and rugged as they used to be, so they've made some improvements.
That's
so
all
that
right.
It's
still out in the middle of nowhere where you don't hear like fire trucks and sirens and
no, you got to go
trains and
the nearest store or anything like that is probably 30 or 40 minutes from where
30,
we are.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it a Walmart?
No Walmart.
It's like the little community store.
We've got AOTS, which now the access road is shut down. That used to be the quick
Mud
way over to
season.
that. So now the Dam Diner. That's a big breakfast spot up there where you meet all the locals. But nice,
not
quiet, quaint feeling.
So
all
are they
around.
up there permanently?
They're not up there permanently. They go up there and they snowmobile during the cold months. And then during the summer, we're right on the lake, so they go up there and do a bit of boating.
That's really cool. I like that. I'm going to drop off the grid myself someday.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but I'll just pull it aside of the road and, say
Plenty of territory
I'm
up in Maine.
homesteading. I'm going to, and there's plenty of land up there, right?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, a little more affordable than, still expensive, but a little bit better
Is
than
it?
around here, too.
Still expensive up there.
Well, most people, I think most people are crazy because that's my favorite thing in the world is getting off the grid. But I guess lucky for me, that's not what most people want. So it kind of drives the price down a little bit.
I think more and more people are starting to think peace and quiet.
Yeah, you're right.
Simplicity.
I don't want them to figure it out. It's not going to work out for me.
Unfortunately, what you're going to find is places like the Prospect Street Park. If you haven't been to it yet, they're working on it right now. You're going to find out that all the trails in the city of Leominster and, like Barrett Park, the people that use it are like, please don't say anything because it's like our secret, you know?
Yeah, the hidden gem.
Yeah, it's one of those deals. So as you maneuver around, so you'll be the new conservation agent. You are the new conservation agent for the city. And you'll be busy because there's always somebody doing something, and they want to know, can I do this? Or am I too close to the wetland? And we're going to be doing, actually, Moose-Knock Brook is a big project. I don't know if you were at that meeting today, but they had a pre-construction meeting with the contractors today. It looks like a lot of interest in that. And that's right downtown, like right downtown. Pleasant Street got torn down yesterday. I see that water's flowing. Imagine they built a house right, I mean, that was very common in the day.
I know, it's crazy.
To build a
seeing it
house
nowadays.
right over, and there's a few of them that I know of that I've actually been in, and you open up this little hatch, and it's water like running underneath, which is kind of cool, actually.
It is kind of cool.
Stick a little fishing pole in there. And
nice little feature to have in the backyard. You know, you
yeah,
step out
no,
on the
and
deck
they
and you gotta,
you know, it's unfortunate, and luckily they're okay. And, you know, things can be replaced, but it was a good family house, well-built house, had a lot of character in it. They had just gotten through renovating it, very satisfied. They had a beautiful garden in the back and everything, and then, you know, the storm hit. So making the best out of something that's worst, and luckily the neighbor saved them from going back into the house to get some, you know, personal possessions. Had they not backed out of the driveway when they did, it would have been a different story. Probably, you know. And,
yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, it's open now. It's just going to remain open. We're not building anything there. We're going to clean it up. We've got some other restoration work to do. And, you know, I was listening the other day, and they were talking about states like Colorado. Doesn't get a lot of, they count on that snow runoff. But they only get 12 to 14 inches of rain a year. That's it. A lot of these states don't get a lot of rain.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And we got that in 4
about
hours. You know, imagine. We got that in. And we're still finding things that we don't know who they belong to. I remember going down on, what street was it? Cottage Street? Cottage Street. And there was a dumpster, like, on the side of the road. Nobody's ever come to claim it. I don't know who it belonged to, but I came down, but nobody's ever come and hey, excuse me, but have you seen a red dumpster?
You would think you would notice that.
Like a 5-yard red dumpster? No? All right. Well, we don't know where it came from. We still don't know where it came from. Anyway, so that'll be your thing here, and as we do more and more projects here in the city in terms of, you know, road construction when they abut streams and those kinds of things, they often come in for, you know, determination of applicability, and do we have to come to the Conservation Commission? But it's always safe. Honestly, we're not, you know, we're not out to like get anybody or anything. That's not what it's all about. So if there's a question and you think you might be bordering on wetlands, or you want to know about filling in wetlands and whether you can do something, it is always best to call the office, and you'll go out and meet with them and take a look and then determine whether or not it's something that they need to go to the Conservation Commission for, or whatever permits they might need.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite parts of the job is it's a super weird niche space. So, you know, if you're a big land developer or contractor, you know, you likely understand the regulations because you're used to dealing with them. But if you're just a normal person and you want to do something in your backyard, you'd have no idea that all these regulations exist. So that's why, you know, people like me are, you know, in these conservation agent jobs, is to help people through the process.
Right.
And the way that I look at it is like, I want you to be able to get your project done. It's just helpful when I get a call beforehand, because then we can work together and figure out, this is what you want to do, this is how we're going to get it done while staying in compliance with the guidelines.
Saves you a lot of money,
rather
than if you're not in compliance and then somehow or another something happens and now you have to go and restore the wetlands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then it's not pretty at all. Then you're, you know, now it's starting to cost you some money.
Costs a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot better to figure it out beforehand and get on the same page.
Well, that's good. Welcome to the city, and it's a good team of people. I mean, they're helpful. It's not just this is my lane and I stay in my lane, and you know, and if you need help, too bad. It's everybody's very willing to help each other out, and there's a lot of knowledge in the city, and it won't take long to get up to full speed. Although you'll be walking these trails for a long time before you figure out where they all are.
You're right.
I mean, there's still some trails I haven't been on.
It's crazy the amount of open space that you guys have in the city. It's amazing. Everywhere you go, when you're, especially in that watershed district, it's just trail here, trail there, and they're all interconnected in these weird ways.
No, we got the trail stewards. They've been a big help in terms of helping. And during the storm and after the storm, it's a good thing. You know, we had them, and after the ice storm and then the blizzard and yikes, we've had 3 or 4 big storms, and they were right out there right away. You know, clearing those paths out, rebuilding bridges. In fact, I think it was the last September 11th storm. They rebuilt the bridge within a month. We had another storm that wiped out the bridges they just got through building. So, but they're resilient and dedicated, and they were right back out there. Well, good. Thank you, and we'll have you on periodically, and we'll if anybody has questions at all, you could call our office or maybe give out your phone number if you'd like.
I actually don't know my phone number.
Oh, don't worry about it. Then you call. Then you call us.
If anyone goes to the Conservation Commission Leominster webpage, my contact info is there. More than happy to answer any questions.
Yeah. You could call our office 534-7500 extension 0, and we'll switch you over to Jesse.
Yes. Thank you for
Thanks
having
for coming
me.
on.
Very excited to be here.
Out in the grid, Scott. Off the grid. Does that mean you don't have to pay like an electric bill or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, they don't go up that far, so.
There's no
electric bills for us.
There's all those fees, like you flip your bill over and there's like 8,000 lines and 50 cents for this.
They still find ways to get you, but it's not the electric bill at least.
Do they? What do you mean, like how?
Well, we had a landline for a little bit. I think that's disconnected now, but we're still getting bills for it, I'm sure,
The transmission, the line fee or something.
Yeah.
So you don't have electricity.
No.
And you don't have phone service coming in, and there's no water and sewer. Heck, you're doing good shape. You're in good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't. Around here, you can't do that. They require.
Yeah, no, it's not allowed.
If you put up a building, you got to do this. If you do this, you got to do that.
Yeah, you get in a lot of trouble.
Put heat inside, and you got to. Yeah, right. So, get a tent. All right. Thank you again. We'll be right back, and what are we doing today there, Mr. Scott? Man, we got stuff to do. All right, we'll be right back.
LTV's Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors by NP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.npcrowleyinc.com.
And we're back here at Inside Leominster, just about 11, 12 minutes left to go here. We're live this afternoon, 534-1626. The area code is 978. And Leominster is the All-American City finalist. And we're up against places like Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Delray Beach is in there with Denver, Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado, Seattle, Washington, Memphis, Tennessee, Statesboro, Georgia, Tallahassee, Florida, and many, many more. So we've whittled it down to 20. We're in the 20, and now they're going to whittle it down to 10 communities across the country who will be the 2025 All-American cities. Huh? Pretty good. We started our street resurfacing program, and we've done Cumberland Road, all those streets around that area. and badly needed, and we needed to do. In many cases, the reason that we might not be doing your street this year is because it might need water, sewer, gas, drainage, and so so we might not be there immediately doing the work, but we've got. If you've called us or we've seen the condition of a particular street, we've got it listed. And I know that like Upper West Street, we get all the complaints about the street, but we still have work to do there. So Chapter 90, which is state funds, which is your gas tax money that goes to the state, that we give us some of it back. And that goes towards resurfacing, but they don't want us to tear up the streets for at least 5 years. So we want to make sure we get all that underground work done as soon as we possibly can. Hey, if you're looking, every day we're putting more and more on our website. More and more, leominster-ma.gov. It's like having City Hall open 24/7, and the DPW is putting all the construction projects, plans, hearing notices, etc. And you can find out anything by going there. And also, it's happening in Leominster. That's our website. And I'm sorry, It's Happening in Leominster is our site to tell you what's going on in town. That's our Facebook account. We also have it in print version. See if I can find it here for you. I'll get to it. How's that? And let's see. St. Cecilia's does their Lenten soups, 4 o'clock on Wednesdays. Evening ride service. Did you know that Mott has an evening ride service 7 days a week, 7 to midnight? And you could just pre-book it is what you do is you call 978-345-7711, option 3, and call during the daytime and they'll get you a ride, $2. And they'll 7 days a week, 7 to midnight, right? Going out, shopping, or out to eat, or work. Just call that number. Pretty good, huh? And our entire calendar for April is available, and this is the Leominster Public Library, and they have a STEM fun, a supercharged building experience at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Remember, we're open on Sundays 1 to 5, and kids music at 10 o'clock on Monday, and Find Your Family Roots, a genealogy workshop series at 6 p.m. at the Public Library. And Monday, believe it or not, already was picking up yard waste at the curb. You know the drill, paper bags. You can put them in paper bags. You can put them in cardboard. You can put them in a barrel, but leave the top off so we know what's in there. If you're going to be putting branches, make sure they're not 3 inches in diameter. 3 inches is kind of like that. And 4 feet in length. You can wrap them all up. Or you could just go to the transfer station on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, and 8 to 11. Is that what it is? 8 to 11? Well, anyway, it's in here. Leominster United Methodist Church. Easter egg hunt coming up April 12th. That's only 2 weekends away, you know. Not that far. From 10 to 12. And they're up at Hall in Merriam Ave. Art and Bloom this year, April 24th, 25th, and 27th. Through the 27th, I guess. And they're having a champagne reception on Friday, April 25th, 6 to 8. Go to the Fitchburg Garden, let's see, FitchburgArtMuseum.org. You find all that information. Pass the Sup coming up April 27th, Leominster Veterans Center. $10 a person, $5 for veterans. Dine in or take out. It's to help support Scout Troop 151. I like the idea that the Scouts are all kind of getting together now, you know? So you could choose to do Girl Scouts or Brownies or Boy Scouts, and that's fine. The more options, the better. Yeah. That's my thing. And a public performance presented by the Leominster Middle Schools. It's going to be coming up May 1st at 7 p.m., and I know everybody's excited about this. And tickets are $10, students are $5. The Princess and the Prince. What do you think of that?
I don't know that one.
Is it the Princess and the... Yeah, what is it? I can't really read that. The Princess
and the Princess.
The Princess and the Princess?
Yeah.
The Princess and the Princess? Is that such a thing by Colleen Newman? Well, either way, May 1st at 7 o'clock at the Leominster High School.
Is it like a Prince and the Pauper situation?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Prince, the Princess, and the Princess, I guess. All right. Third annual Leominster Health and Wellness Fair coming up May 1st, 6 to 8 o'clock at City Hall. Montechusett Corral is going to be doing their concert May 4th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon at City Hall. Fishing Derby, May 4th. Tickets are $20, cash prize first. Leominster Sportsman's Club doing there. Well, as it gets closer to the event, we'll give you all the details, but just kind of have that circulating in your mind. We also have another wait a minute. Oh, there's a fishing derby and then another fishing derby on May 10th. This is May 10th is the kids. It's a free event. And if you're going through our transfer station, 8 to 12, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 22 Jungle Road. All right. I've gotten through our newsletter for the senior. Look at that. Easter colors, right? This is like a book. And then it's available, and then also it's happening in Leominster. If you'd like a print version, just come to City Hall. We have them in print. Let me do some pictures. Let me do some things real quick, and then we'll do our... All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Let me get my glasses on so I can see. 657, a number of people that tested positive for COVID in the last 7 days here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. 4 in Leominster, 2 deaths, 1 is too many. It's American Circus Day. Don't go to work unless it's fun day. National Chocolate Mousse Day, National Find the Rainbow Day, National Tweed Day, Paraprofessional Day, Pony Express Day, and World Party Day. We thank all of our paraprofessionals for whatever field they're in, but paraprofessionals. It means they do all the work. On this day in history, 1960, Elvis Presley records not only one song, It's Now or Never, Fever, and Are You Lonesome Tonight? Nashville, Tennessee in 1973, the first mobile phone call was made in downtown Manhattan. Wonder if they're calling it for pizza. 2008, Mariah Carey overtakes Elvis Presley's record of 17 #1 U.S. Can you believe that? What a talent. And let's see, Democratic nominee, 2012, U.S. President Barack Obama officially secures the nominee. And 2020, London's Nightingale Hospital opened by Prince Charles after 9 days with 4,000 beds to treat COVID-19 patients. There's some projects on the way. We had a public hearing the other night at City Hall for these projects, and these are all going to be funded. The state stepped up to help us for these projects that affected us during the September 11th flood. 9th Street's getting paved. Boy, did that street need paving. Howard Terrace paving on the way. Norfolk Drive and Cumberland Road. I'll tell you, P.J. Albert does such a good job. 208 Pleasant Street, as we said, they tore it down. There's no house there right now. And MassDOT hearing on flood projects right there. We had a good attendance, so glad to see that. And supplies have arrived for the City Hall heating and cooling system. It was actually colder inside than it was outside today. And Arthur Epthal and Wendy Weeks take flood projects to the Rotary. So the Rotary Club had their meeting, and they were there to do a whole presentation. And the Montechusett Corral concert was this past Sunday. It's actually the Fuge, and they did such a nice job. It's just the acoustics in there are beautiful, and it's part of their Lenten series, and they worked very hard for this performance. And remembering our Vietnam veterans. And Leominster, Mass, 2025 All-American City finalist.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we got going here?
We got a pop goes the culture.
All right, let's do it. All right, see how hip and pop I am here.
And you got your...
I got a click?
You got your clicker.
All right, here we go. What was Leominster's nickname?
I know you guys are going to have to be thinking about this over the next few weeks until this circle back around. I hate public speaking, so if I pass out up here, just roll me out of the way and move on. Okay. All right, I have glasses. Thank you, councilors, for your time and your ongoing service. Petition 4125 is signed by myself and 242 other Leominster registered voters. The signatures were obtained in only 8 hours. This past Saturday and Sunday, with only 1 to 2 people manning the table. Councilor Pauline Cormier noticed us Sunday and stopped by, so she can attest to it when I say that we didn't need to say anything. We just needed to confirm that we were against having horse racing in Leominster, and honestly, folks could not pick up a pen fast enough. All of you have collected signatures in the past at some point. I'm sure you'd be very happy with 242 signatures in 8 hours. Question 3, which Natalie mentioned a little bit earlier, was regards to the Greyhound. So that passed on November 4th of 2008. This enacted the Greyhound Protection Act, which phased out greyhound racing by January 1st, 2010. Racehorses are every bit as intelligent and failing as greyhounds. However, they actually end up suffering more because their injuries tend to be fatally catastrophic. The thoroughbred horse racing industry accounts for 60,000 plus horse deaths globally every year. Those numbers are supported in the packets that you just got provided. Whether Leominster offered on-site racing or simulcast racing, both still support that 60K plus number. Why is it 15 years later that the state of Massachusetts hasn't addressed the cruelty and abuse issues for horses like we have the dogs? And I'm not sure if you're all aware of this, we put dogs in there in the petition as well, because some people think that dog racing has been banned in the state. It was just shut down in 2 tracks. So that's why that's in there as well. There have been multiple attempts in 8 communities to resurrect thoroughbred racing. Gardner actually twice. Fortunately, they have all wisely, ethically, and humanely chose not to allow it. It would be much harder to address at a state level if a community allows it lets it gain footing. All that doesn't even scratch the surface of the socioeconomic issues with such gambling, but I'll let others talk to that. What I don't understand is why a family-centered community like ours would electively choose to have horse racing in our community. Leominster is not financially desperate. Yes, we need a new school, but that's a normal expense for a family-oriented city. Regardless of the revenue or lack thereof, promoting such in our community would undeniably alter the social fabric of Leominster. And for what? Seriously, for what? This petition allows us to say no once and avoid the time and the resources that the people of Gardner expended. For myself and all those who signed this and have yet to sign something else if needed, we really hope you choose to vote in favor of this petition.
Thank you, Ms. Nugent. Karen Loomis is next.
I don't have anything formal. I've been a resident of Leominster for over 25 years. I've raised a family here. It is a very family-friendly city, and I've been all very, very proud of it. And I'm against the racing on the grounds of cruelties. I have a horse, and I'd hate to see, a horse get abused and killed and neglected. The increase in crime, the longitudinal studies that have said that indicated that cities financially have been injured because of the economic impact of having racetracks and gambling, and again the addiction. We don't need that in our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Kevin Gagney.
Hello, my name is Kevin Gagney, 15 Arrowhead Road. I have another house as well, and I've lived in Leominster all my 70 years. I had cows across the street from where I lived, and that was great. I don't know anything about horse racing. I just figured I better sign it, and I thought I was just signing up to say, hey, I'm here. But I appreciate all the people that have come before me because they have statistics. They were brave enough to speak about their habit, this is a deadly proposal to have this to come to Leominster. I love Leominster. I think everybody in here loves Leominster, and that's why we're here. So, thank you, Counselor, and all the people that are here to hear our voices, because we are one, and we do wish to keep Leominster safe.